Hello, welcome to Just Prime. And as part of this video, we're going to see a very important keyword called final, and we're going to see like how to use the final keyword, what are the different ways to use it, and will we start with the definition, right? Okay, first let define the what is the final. Final keyword is mainly used to restrict the program or user to change the value at runtime, right? So if you decide to stop changing the value while executing the program, so we can use the final keyword, and so that way we can able to stop the changing the value uh, while running the program, or when we are passing the variable to the method or subsequent usages. So we are going to see, how we are going to restrict the changing the value with the help of final keyword with an example. And this final keyword can be used in three ways. One is for variables, methods, and class. Variables, methods, and class. So we will be understanding by using an example. So first, let me write a simple Java class. First, we will see so how we are going to use the final keyword variables, right? So let me write a simple class here. So final example, so this is one of the class I'm going to create. So we need a main method. So let me write over here and a com dot final. So basically, whenever you're trying to write the package name, so you should not use any reserved keyword. So I'm going to write find dot example and finish it. So we have a class final example, and we have a default main method is available, right? So first, like I said, right, so this final keyword can be used for variables, and second one is for method, and last one is for class, right? So first we'll be seeing how to use this final keyword for variables. So for in variables itself, we can able to use this final keyword in three ways, right? So first one, we will see declaring the variable at inside the class directly. So let me declare a variable called here integer max equal to 10. So what I want to do here, I have declared a variable integer max equal to 10. So this variable, I can able to assign the value here, or I can able to assign the value later also, right? So it's also possible. So later means you can declare anywhere, right? It's not only um, it's not only inside this inside this class, or you can declare inside the method or anywhere, right? So this is possible, right? So ultimately we can able to change the value. So but if you want to stop changing the value at any level, right, so you can declare this variable as final. So in that way we cannot change the value. So when you're declaring the variable as a final, so final is a keyword. When you are trying to declare a variable as a final, so then it will ask you to enter a default value. So if you see here, right, it's saying, it's giving an error saying that so we have to assign a value. So the final max may not have been initialized, it's saying so we have not assigned any value, right? So how we are going to assign the value? So it's a class level, right? So the class level variables can be assigned with the help of constructor, right? So you can define a default constructor, and inside the constructor you can assign the value. So this is the way you can able to define the um, mm, final variables at class level. And generally this all the final variables we used to declare with capital letters. So you can follow the syntax, so that way we can able to differentiate the normal variable with the final variable, right? So I'm going to change this one to max. So come back here. So this is the way you can able to assign the value while creating the object for this class. So if you comment out this one, so you will get an error. So this is the difference between the normal variable and the final variable. Okay. So now if you see here, right, so still it's giving an error saying that the final variables are not assigned. So you can enable it, so that way this error will be resolved. So this is one of the use case of the final keyword, which we can able to declare the variable at class level, and this can be assigned with the help of constructor, right? Now come back to the second use case. So I'm going to write here public void assign max. So this is one of the method what I declared over here. So inside it I'm going to declare a variable called min. Just I declared, and I didn't assign any variable here, so it is fine. So far we don't see any issues. Now I want to make this as a final. So inside the method, even I'm not assigning the any value, it's not giving any compilation error. So whereas in case of inside the class, so you have to create, if you create a final variable, definitely you have to create a constructor and you have to assign the value. But whereas inside the method, so you no need to define the value immediately, you can assign later. Fine, right? So now this is fine. Now if I'm trying to change this value to 6, what will happen? So this is the difference between the class level and method level. So now if the final variable, once it is declared and first time it is assigned, and next time you cannot change it. So this is the another use case of the final variable at variable level. So this will not work, so we have to comment it out, right? So final variable you can declare inside the method, and you can able to assign only one time, and next you cannot change the value, right? So this is one of the use case. Okay, now let me take another example. In the same method, if you are getting another variable called age, right? Consider this is a normal variable. So now I can able to change here age equal to 25, right? I can able to change it for here. If there is a requirement that we can say like what are the variables it is coming as part of the arguments, that cannot be changed. So how we are going to control the variables which is coming as part of the inputs or arguments? It cannot be changed inside the methods. In that case you can mark this error as a final. So if you keep these variables as a final variables, then nobody can change these values inside this method. So this will not work. So this is another use case. The first one is declaring the variable directly inside the class, and second one is declaring the variable inside the method, and third one is declaring the final variables inside the method arguments or as method parameter. So these are the three ways you can able to use the a final keyword while declaring the variables. Okay, the next one is like a method, right? So the main final keyword main purpose is like restricting the changing the values of the variables or methods, right? So now we are going to see how we are going to stop restricting the method implementation change, right? So that we are going to see with the help of another class. Let me take another class here. So I'm going to create a simple class called n. So inside the class I'm going to write a simple method get color. Okay, this is the simple class I have written, and inside that there is a simple very basic method is there. So basically this is one of the method, and this class is having this pen is one of the class, and this class is having a simple method is get color. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to let me maximize this one. I'm going to write another class. So this is another class. So generally if I want to get this method into my class, or if I want to reuse this method in my class, what I have to do, I have to extend this class, right? Extends n. So now if you see here, if you press Control spacebar, then you can able to see here. So the method which is available inside this class, we can able to see over here, right? Get color. So you can do Control spacebar, get color. So you can able to see the same method inside this class as well. So you can override it. So you can override simply so we can able to override the behavior of the pen in new pen. So you can create the object and you can use it. Okay, so now we have created a new class, a new pen class, and said that we have overridden the get color. So now let me create an object for this one, and we'll see what color we are going to return it back. So I just created an object new pen, and I am just trying to plot the get color method, and let me run it. Yes, if you see over here, right, so basically it's returning the red color and which is overridden, right? So basically we are trying to override the get color method inside the new pen. So anybody can override this method. So this is a public method, anybody can extend this one, they can override this feature, so they can provide a different implementation. So this is the normal behavior of a extends keyboard. So if you want to stop this inheritance, right, if you want to stop overriding this feature, so then you can make this one as a final method. So then let's see, if you make this method as a final method, then nobody can override this one. If you see here, it's giving a compilation error, so it's saying cannot override in the final method from pen, cannot override in the final method from the pen. So basically what it's saying, so the final methods cannot be overridden. So you can write any number of methods over here, and if you want to make these methods cannot be overridden by subclass, then you can mark these methods as a final. So this is one of the use case, right? So now let me comment out this one final, you can remove it. Say for instance we have here, if it's one method, you can mark this as a final. So if there is a 10 methods, if you want to make all these 10 methods are not extendable, not overridable, so how we are going to apply it? So that is the third use case. The last use case is the class level. So if a class is having many methods or many properties, if we want to stop the extending of this class or overriding this class, then you can make this class as a final, then nobody can extend this class. So if you see here, the class level, it's saying the type new pen cannot be subclass of final class. So this is the last use case of the final keyword at class level. So if you want to make any class cannot be extended, cannot be overridden this features, and you can make that class as a final, then nobody can extend this class. So this is the another use case or the last use case of the final keyword. So these are the three use cases of the final keyword. You can use at a variable level, and you can use it method level, and you can use it class level, which so that nobody can extend the class and nobody can override these methods. I think that's all about this video, and if you like the video, you can click the like button and subscribe to the channel for more subsequent updates. And thanks for your time.